As little as 8 alcoholic drinks a week can contribute to dementia, research says. This is printed in people.com, written by Charlotte Phillips. Heavy drinkers are more likely to develop brain injuries that are associated with memory loss, according to a new study. A new study found that heavy drinkers are more likely to develop brain injuries that are associated with memory loss. Researchers studied the brain tissue of deceased individuals and interviewed their families about their drinking habits to back up their findings. We found heavy drinking is directly linked to signs of injury in the brain, and this can cause long-term effects on brain health, which may impact memory and thinking abilities, the study's authors said. Scientists believe they have discovered a link between the drinking of alcoholic beverages and dementia, according to new research. Per the study published this month via the scientific journal Neurology, researchers found that heavy drinkers who consume 8 or more drinks a week have an increased risk of developing brain lesions that are associated with diseases like Alzheimer's. They found it became harder for the blood to flow, which damages the brain over time. Heavy alcohol consumption is a major global health concern linked to increased health problems and death. The study's author, Alberto Fernando Oliveira Justo of the University of Sao Paulo Medical School in Brazil, said in a press release. We looked at how alcohol affects the brain as people get older, and research shows that heavy alcohol consumption is damaging to the brain, which can lead to memory and thinking problems. Researchers interviewed the family members to learn how much alcohol they drank on a regular basis and then examined their brains for injuries, such as lesions and tau tangles, a biomarker associated with Alzheimer's disease. We found heavy drinking is directly linked to signs of injury in the brain, and this can cause long-term effects on brain health, which may impact memory and thinking abilities. The final results showed that 40% of people who never drank had brain injuries. 45% of moderate drinkers had injuries. 44% of heavy drinkers had injuries, and 50% of former heavy drinkers had injuries. The study also showed that heavy drinkers were more likely to have tau tangles, with 41% higher odds than other groups. Former heavy drinkers, meanwhile, with 31%, were likely to have the markers. Understanding these effects is crucial for public health awareness and continuing to implement preventative measures to reduce heavy drinking. Researchers similarly found that former heavy drinkers also had lower brain mass ratio and worse cognitive abilities. Justo explained, however, that there is no link was found between these health issues and current drinkers. This new neurology study even found that heavy drinkers died an average of 13 years earlier than those who never drank. In their guidelines for Americans, they currently recommend that they found that the former heavy drinkers have evidence of sustained damage, although halting that heavy drinking does appear to lower risk. It's important to point out that these findings are associations that are suggestive rather than proof. In addition, one limitation of the study is that it didn't measure duration of alcohol consumption or distinguish between those who regularly consumed 1 or 2 drinks a night versus those who drank sporadically but heavily. According to Wen, these likely won't be any single consensus on just how unhealthy alcohol consumption is, as clinicians and public health experts have debated the issue for decades. What's more important, she explained, is that for those who drink alcohol to make sure they have a healthy relationship with the beverage.